Hi, Mr. Tan. Thank you for your taking your time to accept our interview. Before we start, could you please introduce yourself and your current job role?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Zixuan, and then I currently working as a senior software test engineer, and my main responsibility is to ensure our software quality in the with performing some types of testing lah. So such as functional testing, regression testing, and user interface testing. And I work closely with our developers and business team to identify the issue earlier than before we deliver to the customer. So to ensure the customer have a smooth user experience. Yeah.
What inspired you to pursue this career path?
Honestly, I didn't follow a straight path into software testing. In the beginning, I started diploma in electronics because I was interested. But however, I shifted to networking during my degree, and that's why I learned about the system communication. Over time, I discovered software testing, and I realized that it was a perfect blend of logic, analysis, and quality control, which is the things that I enjoy, and it seems like a different direction. But every single step give me skill that I use for now in daily.
Hmm. What challenges do you face in your role?
The challenges I face in my role, the most the one of the challenges is when the customer feedback to us the issue, and then our side means the developer side is hard to reproduce. So these intermittent bugs can be time consuming to trace. And another thing is the balancing speed and accuracy. So we often to have tight deadlines, but we still need to maintain the quality. And then the most important thing is the communication. And communication is effectively with non-technical stakeholders can be also tricky sometimes.
Have you worked on any projects involving signal data like from sensor, audio, or camera system, especially in areas like smart cities, healthcare, or IoT?
Honestly, I have not worked directly on signal processing like just now what you're mentioning.
Yeah, never mind. In your role, how often do you deal with systems that require real-time data processing or integration with hardware?
So far we rarely deal with the hardware team because my company is working on the software side, so it's more on the software team.
Okay, got it. Do you collaborate with electrical or electronic engineering engineers in your projects? What's the division of responsibility within your team?
I do collaborate with the electronics engineer sometimes. Usually they handle for the hardware, and our part is focusing on the software side, software part.
Okay. Have you used any tools or platforms in your work, such as MATLAB, Python, or signal processing libraries? How relevant are these in your daily workflow?
I'm using the Python, but not for signal processing. It's more on the data analysis. So sometimes like we using the Excel to analyze, but we have to input more some formula. But with Python, I just need to do one time, and then the Python script will always do for me,
Hmm. Can you
analyze
share?
the data for me.
Oh, sorry.
Alright,
Can you
go ahead.
uh, can you share an example of a project where you work with real-time data like video analytics, traffic sensor, or and more? What were some of the technical challenges?
No, I didn't work on the real-time system like traffic sensor and camera analysis. My mostly test is on web-based platform.
And how do software engineers in Malaysia typically work with hardware-based system or embedded technologies? This is collaboration common.
Yeah, sure. Hardware and software collaboration does happen here, but it depends on the project. It more common in the embedded and IoT field.
What programming language or software tools do you think are most valuable for engineer students to learn, especially those interested in single system or IoT?
For me, I think can learn on the basic one is C programming or C sharp programming and also C++ programming. And then if want to more high level is on Python, if you want to go into Signal or IoT.
Yeah. Are there any Malaysian tech trends you are excited about, like Industry 4.0, digital health, or autonomous systems that students should look into?
Okay, Industry 4.0 and smart device are exciting areas in Malaysia. It is worth for us to exploring. For example, factory in Malaysia are starting to use smart sensor and real-time data analytics, predictable maintenance to increase their efficiency and reduce costs. This create a growing, how to say, a growing demands for engineer and software tester who understand both hardware and software. So students which are mixed technical background like me will be more valuable asset in Malaysia. So some exciting area in the IoT, especially like agriculture. They use the sensor and automation to optimize the farming. You can find on YouTube some like smart farming, and then the smart home, which we are now very common in our new home system. And also during our COVID time, COVID-19, our Malaysian government health government also introduced the digital health like MySejahtera. So that one is also considered as IoT for.
Okay. How has your diverse education no background helped you in your current job?
It actually helped me a lot. So my electronic background give me a solid understanding of the logic and hardware, which useful when testing the system that rely on the hardware interaction. And then my network knowledge is helping me when testing the apps which involves in the server protocols, API, and the connection. So although I study in different area, they contribute to how I think today and solve the problem as a tester. Yeah.
Okay. What's your experience working in cross-functional teams? And how important are soft skills in the environment?
Uh, I work in I work with a mixed team lah. So developer, QA, product managers. So for me, I think the communication is very important.
Okay. And last question. What advice would you give to students interested in engineering or software?
Don't worry if your path isn't straight. So exploring different area as young as you can, and you might find something that unexpected that fit you well. So focusing on learning how to learn and try to get hands-on experience. Whether it is coding, testing, or networking, every bite of knowledge is very helpful in our future.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Tan. My interview is stopped here. So very thank you. So and goodbye.
Okay, bye. Welcome.